Hey everybody, round two. So today we're going to be covering the Gipsy Danger hero that has entered the game. So to obtain him, the first way to get him is through this. If your server finished the thing, he'll be here. All you have to do is hit claim at the bottom and you'll get the 10 shards to obtain him. Another way to obtain his shards is in the Gipsy Danger hero pack. And then lastly, the Lucky Treasury. Not a whole lot of reason to do the Lucky Treasury, but just for nostalgia, we're going to do 3 spins of 10, just because. So, kind of fun. I don't know. I have problems not doing things the same way every time, so I always make sure I do it. So, there's the treasury ranking. If you guys didn't know, you can actually, depending on how much you spend gem-wise, you can actually get his skill shards. 54 gets you pretty close to having a level 5 skill. I think it's 2 level 4s at that point, or a level 4 and 2 level 3s. So not a lot more to get beyond that. So good luck to you all there. Once you have him, you come into your heroes and you unlock him. I already did that because I was doing it in the other video. And here he is. So Gipsy Danger is a Pacific Rim robot. And his skills are, after the battle begins, all of your unit attack will go up by 60%, so he's a slight boost hero. Your first row's unit's attack will go up by an extra 60%, so your front row is going to be 120%. After the first 2 rows launch a regular attack, there's a chance to trigger the skill and randomly attack 2 enemy targets, doing 180% damage. And the damage to vulnerable target is increased to 240%. So it's very, very similar to Sea Spray, and you'll understand why I'm comparing that shortly, at least for my sake. And his skill, so if you have his skill, when this hero participates in battle, it increases its attack an extra 30%. And then at level 5, all your units can now trigger the hero's skill, so not just the front 2 rows. And at the beginning of the battle, add 30% vulnerable effect to 3 random units. And then lastly, the number of missiles of level 7 increases by 1. So instead of 2 missiles, it fires 3. And it says at the beginning of each round, add a 30% vulnerable effect to 3 random units. I think it means an additional 3, so maybe it does 6 instead of just 3. If somebody hits level 7 with this, please let us know so we don't have to sit and wonder, or somebody wants to fund me enough to get level 7. I'm here. Anyways, so I see him being pretty much a universal hero. He's definitely going to fit in well for Army and Navy. I don't know if he fits that well into Air Force, but I might be wrong. For Navy, right now, the kind of best march, for say, would be Kotia, Layla, Ray. Kotia could be replaced in this instance. But the nice thing about Kotia is she silences, which kind of helps deflect the Air Force. Ray, in this instance, gives you a shield, and then she does damage to the wounded targets. So that's kind of the nice thing about her. And then Layla makes the vulnerable targets and has the indestructible, which makes you last longer. In my mind, I see Gipsy replacing Ray, so it would be Kotia, Layla, Ray, but it also might be Kotia, so I'm going to definitely do some testing on that. And then in Army, it could be the same thing, where right now you need somebody that gives you the vulnerable status, so I see this being really, really well with Optimus and Mega. Between Optimus's vulnerable, Mega's targeting vulnerable targets, and then Gipsy making the vulnerable targets, definitely going to be a very powerful combo. I think that may be the new Army meta moving forward, in my opinion. Now, my opinion is not set in stone. It does not mean I'm right, but that is kind of where I see this falling. The reason I don't see it being that effective in Air Force right now is because Air Force is pretty much optimized right now. Unless they just basically recreate the heroes and with better stats, which I don't see them doing, they're kind of at a standstill. So the 3 heroes, just everything about them just meshes really well right now. So Maximo, Kamen, Hazel, and Shinji. I don't see any of Gypsy's skills really overtaking them being great. I will say if you don't have any of these three heroes yet, Come and Hazel, Maximo, Shinji, Gypsy definitely would probably work for you. But if you do have those three, I don't see it becoming the best march for them. So I'm definitely excited to have Gypsy. I don't know if I'm going to put it in Army or Navy yet, but it's definitely going in one of my marches. I have to do some testing and kind of see which one works better. I'll let you guys know which one I decide on. So, and whichever one I don't decide on, so either Starscream's leaving for me right now because he's in my Army, because I don't really have another Army hero. That's why I'm thinking Army. Ray might go to Army, or Ray's going to stay in Navy and Gypsy's going to go to Army. So that's kind of my two options that I'm thinking of right now. So hope you all enjoy the content. Please remember to like and subscribe if you do, and see ya.